Alright, hello and welcome to this 10v10 game. It's gonna be a post-game commentary because I didn't record while playing. Sorry, right? I know most guys prefer to watch while I play, but there's gonna be more of that. Anyways, it's gonna be 80-second airborne going into far left of factory here. And that's gonna be Juliet. Basically what I want, what I like to do on this map when I'm on this side, if I'm airborne division, I'm gonna attempt to usually go into Juliet immediately. Now, as you know, airborne divisions are kind of not made to last out in the open against mechanized and armored divisions. And without spoilers, that's gonna be significant, right? Like I mentioned, 82nd Humvee tow and AGL Humvee carrying airborne scouts moving here and here. We have double OH-58 AA helicopters, airborne leader 12 dudes, double airborne 107mm mortars to lay down smoke screen, and we have a bunch of airborne squads, LRS, airborne Stingers, more airborne MP patrol M67. So smoke is being dropped, this guy misses, and they do unload, big sad. You'll notice how there is no one here. Also, it would be nice if someone actually supported my push, because like, look, I'm alone. So yeah, you'll see, you'll see. I don't want to spoil anything. It's rough. It was rough. Triple Stingers unloading in this position to cover against any bombers, helicopters, and whatnot, accompanied by these two infantry. It did unload, and mortars packed up. So right, initial push was success. I capped the backline sector. We are at +7. All is great. And then I spotted gas, which means that's some high quality infantry most of the time. And indeed, he's playing. Yeah, I mean, whatever, it's not an infantry division, but he's playing the 79th, which gets the GRU Spetsnaz, as you are about to see here. So these guys get caught out in the open by the GRU Spetsnaz SVD. And I'm trying to kind of spread out my infantry so they don't just immediately all die. MiG-29 is coming in, F-15 is purchased. Now, there is thermobaric bombers inflicting enormous casualties on my stuff. We do shoot down one, and then MiG-29 gets shot down as well. Eagle does manage to actually survive, so that's a big win, right? I lost two squads, he lost two bombers. When you look at it like that, it's a big win, but thing is, that's two of them. Even though one is playing armored division, it's two players, and I can't really fight two players with my initial forces for too long. Also, I got bombed. Two squads got wiped out. There is no supply in my initial push, which is a mistake. I usually open with some supply. T-80 BV gets destroyed. So again, I'm inflicting massive casualties onto them. There's the seed. Intruder misses. And then MiG-29 gets the kill, but two Tomcats avenge that. So MiG-29 for Intruder, I think it's still a good trade. Tomcats do manage to actually evac without taking damage. So I think we killed GRU Spetsnaz in this position, killed the second GRU Spetsnaz, killed the T-80. I did smoke off my airborne leader, but you know, they're just gonna keep pouring in forces, and I can't do that anymore because there's enemy forces in this position. So this road is basically cut off. You'll notice how I'm slowly retreating my Stingers because I know this is lost, right? I can't resupply them. Look at the amount of stuff. So these guys are landing. There's a Chinook arriving here to resupply the helicopters. This guy was, I was attempting to push this guy in here, but then realized, all right, like that's just not happening. BMP also, BMP2 actually gets wrecked, but then the napalm hits. Double Tomcat again, trying to provide air cover, but they do manage to inflict some damage on the bomber. But look, napalm just wipes out all of my infantry here. So I realize this is lost, sure. Enemy drones are flying above, And yeah, like the point is, I lost my frontline stuff. I do have Humvees to defend against armored pushes. I'm trying to shoot down the drones now, so they're not scouting everything. These guys are lifting off as well. Still trying to hit the drone. He just spotted everything pretty much. Failing to shoot that down. And infantry, they are out of anti-tank. So it's pretty much a lost, like I mentioned. What I was attempting to do at this point, like their mistake was not capping this. We are still +2. I guess I did manage to actually hold them a little bit, pull a lot of their units into here so they can deal with me, right? But in long term, it was lost. So right now, I'm planning to set up a defensive line in these positions, and eventually, at the moment, the plan was to try and push in here through this forest. Because I did have smoke mortars available, I accidentally sold one of my. Never mind, I didn't. There's dragon squads, airborne squads about to be distributed along this and this forest. OH-58s. I tried to shoot this thing, and then realized it does have Strelas at 60% accuracy. So yeah, it was like, let's not. Pretty much. This guy actually lives. Yeah, skillful dodging of that 80 gem, basically. And then Apache 80 gem is purchased because I realized, all right, they have BMPs and tanks in this position. So it's very likely they're going to launch an armored assault into Gulf now. Bunch of bombers here actually moving into middle to bomb this. And there's the seed. Now you don't send seed against 82nd airborne, bro. I don't have radars. I mean, yes, that can work. But generally there is nothing to seed, right? Sadly, all of my stingers are missing, so that sucks, right? Airborne scouts actually the only ones holding this. There's no one defending this position because Azov guy was focused on Foxtrot, which is fine, right? There's gonna be 202, but it's gonna be missing since whatever that is gets into cover, right? Airborne scouts again. So you'll notice airborne dragon, airborne scouts about to unload in here and in these buildings. Humvee gets clapped because I don't have optics in this position. There is LRS arriving at the moment. So plan is, I'm assuming they're either gonna push this way or take this road. And I need to have defenses or ambush position in both sides, right? Because if this forest falls, then Gulf falls as well, right? They can just put a CV in here and smoke, and there's nothing I can do because I'm airborne division. I don't have tanks, and there's this nice open field here. Right, Apache landed to get fixed. There's a second Eagle purchase. There's F-16 seed coming in. So idea now is, if I delete a bunch of their air defenses, misses sadly, but look how many radars are there. So if I delete a bunch of their air defenses, then I can just stop their pushes with my air power. Because we are still +1, my objective basically is to just not lose this. Right? The chances of me pushing back in here are very slim without some proper armored support which is nowhere to be seen really. The US Marine Division, whoever played them, did amazing job actually providing air support for me, but that's not something I needed as an 82nd, right? I mean, I'm not complaining, right? I am thankful, as a matter of fact. It's just I needed some armor here with me or some mechanized stuff. And here's the problem. Now he's really sending a bunch of his armor, heavy stuff, down this way. There's Czechoslovakian drones. Actually, this is Soviet drones. Moving in again to scout everything. Mi-8 rockets with infantry. So, like I said, Rayleigh pretty much did amazing job supporting me shooting down these drones. I did shoot down a rocket Mi-8 with infantry. Now, what I didn't notice is that there is an AA hind among these units, so one of the OH-58s gets clapped. That's also the reason why I didn't send the Apache deal with the tanks, right? Eagle is also in the air. There is an anti-tank aircraft, I'm assuming, to deal with these, but we don't have optics. I mean, there's airborne scouts, but that's about it, really. So this guy actually dodges a bunch of air defenses. Wow, actually. All right. Um, Seed is ready again. Massive air cover in the back, +2 for NATO still. And all this time, I'm basically just looking at this build-up and figuring out what can I do to actually. I just can't listen to all the fucking rocket artillery and jet engines. Sorry. Um, yeah, I'm just looking at all this build-up and figuring out what can I do to at least slow them down. There's the Grad hitting this position, hitting one Stinger, I assume. Yeah, and the M35 goes up, so Apache is moving in to try and stop this push. There is 16 Hellfires. I was feeling pretty confident about this, because like this Hind is gonna face my Stinger. And there's OH-58, so I don't have to worry about this. If they send the aircraft to deal with this, I have one F-15 and there's two Tomcats. So yeah, only problem is this thing. But there is a seed, right? So this gets hit. I immediately retreat, because if I lose this, it's gonna be a world of pain, pretty much. The infantry is pushing in, and there's anti-tank aircraft coming in as well. Like I mentioned, this guy, it's actually two guys. Wow. So a bunch of Tomcats providing air cover for me. Seed moving in, gets the kill on air defense. Sadly fires both missiles at one. Yeah, and I immediately purchased the second seed because there's double Tunguska in this position. Napalm is gonna be dropped here. Amazing napalm by Rayleigh here. This gets hit but lives. So very good airstrike, honestly. Helped me a lot in this case. Seed moving in again. Doesn't manage to actually lock on with the harm. Apache is resupplied. LRS about to face a bunch of reservists. Airborne squads, right? So I don't have much infantry here, but I do have a high quality infantry. They are in the shock range as well. So they're just gonna straight up mess up these reservists. As you can see, I'm trying to retrieve the LRS here, and look at all the fucking build-up here. Very, very scary looking. Second seed, as I mentioned. Eagle runs out of fuel in the worst possible time. There's the second one immediately. High explosive is being dropped by the enemy bomber. Osa gets wrecked by my seed. Gets hit in return. I sent this guy to actually die. Accidentally, didn't pay attention. But then, watch this. So, that's like 5 missiles fired already. 6, 7. Wow, I said the thing. 8. And then he just straight up dodged 8 missiles. Plus autocannons and survived. I don't know. Just F-15 things, right? So, airborne, again, rotating these squads so they can survive. ATAS was purchased to provide rocket support and a support against this heli blob. Seed moving in again, there's the harm. Gets the hit on Tunguska there. And Teo Humvee about to hit the heavy tank. Yes, half HP gone, just like that. Problem is the Dragon squad is actually being resupplied. There's double IHAV here, which is in a really weird position. This second missile does miss, sadly, and I'm gonna be evacuating the seed shortly. Some helicopter from Pact gets wrecked here. Tow Humvee, I think, dies to the tank. And still fighting this infantry fight here. Razvedka BMP-2 gets wrecked by this ambush position. Helicopters right now chilling. I'm waiting to see where they are needed. Just defensive actions here. This squad died, recon squad. High explosive gets wrecked. Second bomber gets forced to evac. Does drop the bombs, but only kills the recon Humvee though. Tomcats again surviving all the stuff after shooting down the aircraft. The bomber there, sorry. So yeah, Like amazing air support. We are losing ground, as you can see, but we are inflicting enormous losses on them. And the fact that there is nothing here is just, I appreciate the fact that he's fighting for this position, but it's just put something in this position or here or somewhere, right? Whatever. All of my aircraft right now are being resupplied and refueled. LRS is special forces, so they will win because these guys are not in the satchel range. And more airborne is about to join in, help them dislodge this packed infantry. I capped a few of these packed jeeps, which did provide me with additional points. And as you can see, F-16 anti-tank, F-16 high explosive, another F-15 was purchased. We spotted this, but like thing is, only way, only position where I can defend at the moment is here, because again I have high quality infantry. So if they are here, it's on this guy or Azov to actually defend, right? Since I don't have tanks. Seed again, still winning this infantry fight, catching their infantry out in the open, doing some insane damage. Merida command is pushing towards Gulf here, so Apache ATGM is about to rotate and deal with that. Seed just chilling in the back for now, and we can see enemy infantry has unloaded in this position. There's more tanks even in this area. Another BMP push from this direction. Seed doesn't fire actually any missiles at the moment. Apache deals with the command tank. Two more Meridas pushing, and they're gonna be meeting the same fate. Seed moving in. There's the harm. Gets the hit on the OSA. AA helicopter does get the hit on the Seed. I think I did evac. Yes, I did. I didn't want to risk losing that Seed. Another Grad salvo hitting me here, and there's this push as well happening at the same time. So while Apache is dealing with the Polish armor quite successfully, they are stalling their push, but taking casualties here. There's infantry push here. Heli rush from this position as well. There's OH-58s, there is Avenger ready to stop this stuff if it keeps pushing. There's also this ATAS resupplying, and I just lost this entire position. Strela is also a problem because I can't see that this guy is still sending seed aircraft against 82nd, meeting the Tomcats from this guy. And there's also an Eagle. So the fact that he dropped Napalm here actually works in my favor because he can't push through with infantry now. I mean, I lost this position as well, so Gulf is effectively lost. Now it was just, the plan was to inflict as many casualties as possible. AGL Humvee, believe it or not, will actually get the kill on the Strela 10, which is very significant because only thing I'm left with are helicopters to hold the line. Bronco is strafing something, gets clapped by, I'm gonna assume, Tunguska. Stinger dies, failing to retreat. I am retreating my mortars and supply vehicles and all that stuff. Apache is far back, waiting to get resupplied. So they still didn't bring the command yet. NATO is still at +3. I'm unloading some airborne squads through the forest to push into this little urban area to secure this against Polish units. And the Chaika is finally moving in. And as I mentioned, the fact that he dropped the napalm and he's pushing through the napalm with his infantry, right? That's the Chaika that's about to cap this. AGL Humvee gets taken out. Airborne scouts should do some damage, I believe, here. This guy did fail to retreat the IHAVs. He did have a blob of 4 tanks in this position. It's just we didn't have recon except this thing. So sadly, they do manage to unload in time. And yeah, it would be cool if I managed to catch them in the transport. High explosive bomber misses the Humvee though. Here, M60 blob still dealing with Polish armor coming down this way. Enormous infantry push here. I was marking for this guy to retreat the IHAVs, but I guess he didn't pay attention. So bombing the command unit here, one of the two command units in the area. Probably would have been better if I bombed this position, but you know, it is what it is. He does actually manage to evac and survive. So, Napalm dropping on RPO Superis here. Sadly doesn't miss this time. Anti-tank uh, aircraft meets the Tomcat, but Tomcat is about to fly over packed air defenses and also survives. I can imagine it was fairly frustrating for the packed players to actually witness all of our aircraft surviving their air defense. F-15s taking out that anti-tank aircraft as well. Airborne scouts about to get deleted here, and M60s don't stand much chance against this thing. So yeah, Mi-2s are now moving in. More airborne as well. Here, my airborne squads are going to be meeting the Polish infantry, high explosive F-16 coming in. Getting the kill on infantry squad that was actually in this building. There was an infantry in this building alongside these guys, and there's one more commando squad somewhere here in the back. So yeah, Honker as well gets clapped by 84. Some more CAS, laser guided bomber, fails to actually drop the bomb, and it flies somewhere towards Vladivostok pretty much. So Bronco again spots all of this crap, still at +3 though. Winning this infantry engagement at the moment. More reinforcements, infantry reinforcements are arriving. Laser guided bomb about to be dropped on Polish infantry here again. Here, this guy actually managed to take the middle. Saladin is also supporting my airborne squads. Laser guided bomb coming in, deletes the Polish infantry. Seed launching harm on this thing sadly misses. I guess marine artillery is engaging that, yeah. So overall, it was, I mean, I lost both of these positions. But it's like the fact that I was unsupported on the ground. The marine divisions did amazing, phenomenal job doing air cover and air support. It's just that's not something I needed, right? Seed gets the hit again, evacs. So if the game lasted for like 10 more minutes, I guess we would just be able to bomb them indefinitely, and because we just killed so many AA positions. Another seed immediately going in. This guy did turn off the Tunguskas, though, so I couldn't lock on Tunguskas. Supply arriving to resupply the squad, and I'm going to be pushing in here with more airborne stuff. This dies, whatever that was. I forgot, honestly. Avenger, I think. So, airborne leader is purchased. Seed trying to go deeper this way to actually spot some more radars. +3 for NATO again. Apache is waiting in the back in case some armor shows up. Now we don't have any recon in this position. I'm still sending the seed to try and scout for radars, but not much luck really. There's one. And then he again managing to survive all of the crap. Yeah, I can only imagine how frustrating it was for packed players to just witness all of our aircraft surviving. There's some marine artillery hitting these positions. I'm purchasing a bunch of airborne squads. There is a US Marine rifleman with 84s moving in these APCs, whatever. So I decided to drop some smoke for him because there's a tank here, right? And the smoke is being dropped. My command unit is about to be joining them as well. 30 seconds left, though, +5 for NATO. So yeah, that's gonna be the game shortly. Overall, I think this push would have worked because we had smoke and we had the capacity to bring in more smoke, and he had mega squads, plus fire support, plus I had Apache and airborne leader. There's napalm being dropped as well, so there was a possibility of us actually getting back into Gulf, or at least this part of Gulf. But you know, the game did end in the meantime, so overall, I think it's, I mean, considering the fact that I lost both of the positions I initially, engaged in, uh, I had the best KD ratio, so not many losses. And I mean, yeah, we did manage to stall them for long enough to actually win. Like the front line didn't just collapse entirely, which I think is a win in itself after that terrible, terrible first like 10 minutes. Yeah, let's just check some kills basically. So this seed gets like 5 AA pieces, right? And then ATJ and Apache got like a bunch of vehicles that were pushing. So one airborne squad killed 4 squads. That's also impressive. And then this is the bomber from the start, right? This is the Napalm, the second bomber that wrecked me in their backline sector. T-80, right? That was pushing early on. And then every other unit almost got like only one kill. I'm not sure how this happened. Like how did? Oh, it's helicopter. Never mind. But yeah, overall, considering how bad it went at the start, I think I managed to actually retreat without taking that many losses and actually managed to inflict a bunch of losses onto the enemy team. Props to these two. Did a really amazing job actually supporting me with their air power as well. Anyways, I covered 80-second multiple times already, so you can feel free to check that in some other 80-second game. Until next time, GG's, and as always, well played, everyone.